Hello and welcome back to Open. I'm your host, Bob Lee. Sickle cell anemia is a genetic disease in which red blood cells form an abnormal shape, causing intense pain for those afflicted. With budget cuts in many area hospitals, victims of sickle cell anemia are left with nowhere to turn. Sickle Cell Advocacy Network was founded to make a difference. Here with more is QSCAN founder, president, and CEO, Gloria Rochester. Welcome you to the show, and it's always a pleasure. QSCAN, did I say QSCAN? QSCAN.
Yeah, QSCAN.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to see you.
Yeah, Dr. Bob Lee, good morning. It's a pleasure seeing you.
Yeah.
And thank you for having me here to share some of the disparities in the sickle cell community.
You're not only a president and founder, we see you out all over the place. You're an advocate.
Oh, you bet that. Yeah, you know that every weekend I'm out there with you all,
yes,
bringing the awareness on sickle cell in the community. I feel that's the best way to do it, to educate people in sickle cell and let them be aware of what's going on out there, the disparity. And like myself as a parent with a daughter who was diagnosed with sickle cell is important because we are the voices and we have to advocate for not only funding but for services.
Yes, yes. And how are you making out with that so far?
Well, you know, I tell you something, it's very hard. Sickle cell is one of the diseases that's been on the back burner. And the, like I said, awareness is not there. And especially with funding cuts and things like that, it's very devastating for the sickle cell community.
Why do you think it's been on the back burner?
Well, I think because the awareness, the education, and it's not there. And I think because of that, and also is the perception that sickle cell only affect a certain amount of blacks.
Yes.
And it's not true. It's way, way behind that. It's affect thousands. They're saying in the 70, but it's like in the 100,000 that people affect sickle cell.
So take us back. Somebody with sickle cell, what are some of the things that they have to go through? Tell us about the pain.
The symptom, I tell you what, from what I understand is, as my daughter would say, it's the throbbing pain, and it's worse than you're giving childbirth. And it's a pain that non-stop, excruciating pain. And as you know, there's no cure for sickle cell. And the only thing that they can use is blood transfusion or get pain medication, which is not very many out there really to help the individual with sickle cell.
And that's because the cells...
The cells sickling, that's right, you're correct.
And they cause great pain because they can't travel the way normal
cells
travel.
Locked off oxygen, and wherever that blocked, and what I understand is like a log is going down the stream and it blocked. And whenever it blocks at that particular spot, you get excruciating pain.
Yes. Tell us some of the things that your daughter has gone through.
Oh my God, my daughter have not only painful crisis, she has chest syndrome, my daughter has pneumonia, my daughter had when she was 6 years old, she was went into stroke. And when you hear about stroke, you said, well, this is it now. She's going to be paralyzed or crippled or something like that. But God was good that I rushed her to the hospital and there was no infarct to the brain.
Yes.
But some people are not lucky like that. Some people are really, gets very, very serious and they get the stroke, and it's also leave them paralyzed.
Yeah. What's the lifespan of somebody with sickle cell?
Well, you know, when my daughter was diagnosed, they indicated, which say they would be the doctor. My daughter would not live past her 20-some birthday, and to hear something like that, it was really, really not only devastating but frightening. And I think because of that frightened me so much, I started to went out and do not only research, but to educate myself and my family about sickle cell.
And you got together with other organizations out there.
Got together with other families.
I see you out there.
Yes,
Very powerful.
I do believe that's one of the things. Education is the key. And when you're a concerned consumer, you can better make choices and become empowered. And that's what I try to do, get out there, educate myself, become empowered, and I can help others not to go through the nightmare that I've been through.
What about medications? Do they have new medications that they come up with to help a sickle cell anemia patient?
The only medication that they have out there right now, which came up in the 90s, is hydroxyurea.
So they're using the same?
And they're using the same hydroxyurea. They went and a lot of people don't know about hydroxyurea. I was attending a conference at NIH in November, and I was very, very frightened to hear the doctor said he did a hit on the website to see how many people out there are aware of the hydroxyurea and using it. And he did cancer with 70,000 people that knows about it, because this drug also helped people with cancer for the cells. It also lupus, there was a lot of people have the hit, and he said there was only 12 for sickle cell.
So this helps out. What does it do?
Well, what they said is really delayed the sickling from the person who is in cruciating a crisis, and it's for people who are like very, very chronic, that's been in and out the hospital, and they use that. So they recommended the hydroxyurea. That's the only drugs right now. The other thing that's there, which is promising for sickle cell, is the stem cell and bone marrow. Yes. And bone marrow is, I just did a banquet in December, and I brought in a speaker, dynamic speaker, who have really proven to be cured quite a number of people with sickle cell. Yeah.
But the problem with that is that enough people don't want to get together to
in our area,
get a match.
No, in our area, there people are very scared about bone marrow when they hear it, and also again, it's not the education is out there and bone marrow, but bone marrow is not only for sickle cell but other things. But that is promising that we hope that that will be on the market for a cure for sickle cell. Sure. So we suggest that a lot of people go into that, not only research, but to when these things come about, to really be educated about it.
So we have something special coming up, Black Spectrum Theater and Company.
Yes, Dr. Lee. As you know, QSCAN is very busy putting it out there on sickle cell and educating people. This piece that we have, which really and truly is my, that I would like people to know about it, is the documentary presentation on sickle cell. That is my highlight on that. And what it is you see people with sickle cell, it's very hard to tell that they have sickle cell. But when to hear from these people, what they survivors, what they have been through, and how do they cope with sickle cell. It's a very, very hard thing. For what I understand for them is that when they becomes adult, they're thrown in the emergency room. There is no a program out there for these people, and I really take my hat off to these people. They need services, they need funding, they need to have programs for these people. So we want people to hear from these people. These are going to be their voices.
Okay. So you have a number of people performing.
It's going to be
a Black History program.
Yes, it's a Black History program that we have, and we're giving them a full taste of everything. It's going to be a dinner, a fundraiser for sickle cell, because as you know, we are volunteer parents, and we do fundraiser to raise money to do the program that we have, and all the program we provide is absolutely free for the families. The program is going to be a dinner. It's going to be a documentary on sickle cell. I really want everyone to come out and see this, and it's also going to be a play, All in On Your Mind. So it's going to be a beautiful evening. Just come out, enjoy yourself for some laughter, fun, and memories.
Was it February 19th?
Going to be on February the 19th. Please call QSCAN at 718-712-0873, and please get your ticket. Ticket will not be at the door. We have to have ticket purchase your ticket.
There you go. Founder, President, CEO of QSCAN, Gloria Rochester. Thank you so much for coming by. Always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bob. And I just want to be a beacon of light for those people with sickle cell. I just want to say one more thing, that because of the excellent work that we are doing, we becomes now the #1 New York chapter of the National Sickle Cell Association of America. And we just thank God for the work that we are doing, and for you to help us to put that out there, that people could have the awareness on sickle cell.
Well, congratulations, Gloria.
And
Gloria
thank
Rochester.
you again, Bob.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right, we got to take another break, but stay tuned, because closing out the show, we'll meet the smiling face, late night television, Joey Reynolds. All that more coming up next, right here on Open. Thank you so much.